I've dedicated 4 function buttons to instant app switching. My first 3, F1, F2, F3 are non-negotiable. F1, bam, straight to my browser. F2, bam, terminal is ready. F3, bam, instant notes in Obsidian. But what about F4? That's my smart switch. It jumps to whatever app I was using last except those main 3. Under the hood, I wired it up in Carabiner, which calls a tiny shell script. And trust me, it's so fast, there is absolutely no noticeable delay. So imagine I'm deep in DaVinci Resolve editing a video and I hit a snag. F1, I'm in the browser, looking for solution. F3, I add it to my notes. And then F4 snaps me right back to DaVinci. Unlike Command Tab, this is pure predictable speed. Even if I'm not focused, I can just smash that key, just like you should smash the subscribe button, and be right where I need to be in an instant. I got this advice 20 years ago. Master Vim. Ditch the mouse. Glue your fingers to the home row. I keep coming back to Vim for over 20 years, and I appreciate how sublime it can be when editing structured text. But there's so much more that doesn't get enough attention. Today, I will tell you my secrets for staying in the flow, not just when you're deeply focused on code, but in other real-life situations, using some surprisingly simple keyboard remaps and mouse tricks you never knew you needed. That's what we're doing today. And while I'll be showing you my setup on macOS, the principles of identifying your personal pain points and customizing your environment apply to any operating system. So, whether you're on Windows, Linux, or Mac, think about how those ideas translate to your world. Let's be honest. Using a computer isn't just a single mode of operation. There's that hyper-focused state. Maybe you're deep in a coding session aiming for that lightning-fast feedback loop. Or perhaps you're editing a video with a dedicated tool like Speed Editor. That's one kind of work. But then there's everything else. All the generic stuff that fills your day. Like reading docs and datasheets, making notes, saving memes. And who actually sits upright with their hands on the keyboard all the time? I know I don't. I sit relaxed, with a coffee in my hand. And the last thing I wanna do is perform some finger gymnastics for a simple task. So, to be truly comfortable and efficient, you need a setup that looks at your computer use holistically. It needs to serve you in that intense, optimized flow state and when you're just casually navigating and multitasking. For me, it means that any good system needs to follow a few key principles. First, simple tasks shouldn't demand intense focus. Things should be easy and intuitive. Second, it needs to work consistently across the entire system. Muscle memory is powerful, and actually we'll dive deep into making Bash and Vim command lines perfectly aligned with this idea in the next video. Third, it needs to work nicely with whichever hand is free. The point is, you need power and ease in all these different scenarios, and the methods I'm showing you today are designed to do exactly that. A way to reduce cognitive load and stay in the flow no matter what you're doing. So how do we actually achieve it? Let's start with the device that's often right there in your hand, but usually underutilized for its potential. The mouse. And rule number 1 from 4K Glitch Lab: never settle for a crappy basic mouse. It's just actively sabotaging your comfort and speed every day. You need good and speedy scroll wheel which tilts and at least 2 side buttons. I've seen mice with 2, 3, 6 or even 12 of them. Get the one which is easiest to use with tip and middle of your thumb. By default, the 2 side buttons are often back and forward. And that's a great default. I specifically make sure they work in all applications, including Vim. On Mac, I use linear mouse, on Windows, it's auto hotkey. And on Linux, I did it with Xmodmap, but the modern alternative would be the key daemon. Now let's figure out switching tabs. With the right hand, I can easily reach Ctrl-Tab and Ctrl-Shift-Tab, which is really convenient on a laptop. But doing the same with the mouse with just a single finger movement is a game changer. I map it to the wheel tilt and I could never go back. And the best part? It works in all applications. In Terminal, you will want to choose between the native tabs or Tmax windows. I'm a Tmax guy, so I have it nicely mapped there. Here's a bonus tip, even if you're not a Vim person. Always remap caps lock to escape. It's just logical. enter on the right side, escape on the left side. And it's super quick for cancelling those dialog boxes. The next thing is closing and restoring tabs. I can already open them with the middle click, and the closing is conveniently mapped under my thumb. And because misclicks happen, I made sure I can just as easily restore them. The button at the front of my thumb works together with the wheel to adjust the volume. It's super convenient when I sit back and watch something. It doesn't matter which position I'm in. Now you might ask, isn't that too many buttons on that mouse? Don't you mix them up? And yeah, that's a lot of buttons, but I only map those that are convenient. Just focus on which thumb gestures are natural for you. So as you've seen, those mappings aren't just isolated tricks. They create a truly versatile system which lets you glide through every kind of application. And the beauty is, they are surprisingly simple to implement, yet they massively free up your cognitive load. If you found this useful, you definitely don't wanna miss the next video. I'll be taking this exact same philosophy of consistency and effortless control and applying it to the command line, making your Bash and Vim experience feel just as smooth. It's all about reclaiming even more mental energy for the tasks that actually matter. What are your go-to productivity hacks? Put your wisdom in the comments. I'm always looking for new ideas. If you want to keep making tech work for you instead of the other way around, hit that subscribe button and be a part of the 4K Glitch Lab. Thanks for watching, have an amazing day!